Hi there, hello everybody, and welcome to Love City Live. We're having a great time with Ash. There's Ash on screen, live, live and in color. How's it going?
Hello, Andre.
Good, good. Welcome to Love City Live. Hopefully we'll have some people join in the conversation. Right now, I want to welcome everybody into this weekly gathering that we have for artists and those who love them. We basically come together to encourage each other and to elevate the stories of people who are giving light and love to the planet. Ashok Nayak is one of those people. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Did I?
Almost. Pretty much.
Okay. How do we say it properly?
Ashok.
Ashok.
Like artichoke. That's what I've been telling everyone my whole life. Like artichoke. Ashok Nayak.
Ashok Nayak. I love it. I love it. He's here, I'm here, and so we're gonna have fun tonight with everybody online. Just want to give a brief introduction to what Love City Arts actually is. I've got my show notes here because I don't memorize these things. Love City Arts Collective is an all-inclusive art service organization. The collective also serves as an artistic home to New York City-based artists like Ashok. These artists seek to give their gifts back to the community in the service of love. They make music, share resources through workshops, classes, blog posts, podcasts and giveaways, and community organizing. And they also gather to hold space and build community through music, art, and the spoken word. And the mission of Love City Arts is basically to heal and empower artists and the community through renewal and transformation. Hopefully something that you hear today from Ash and from the fellow viewers will strike a chord within you and help you make it through the weeks and days and years to come. I started Love City Arts about 2 years ago to create spaces for creatives and non-creatives. Although I believe that everyone is a creative, we can circle up here and find love, support, and camaraderie. It's something that was very elusive to me. I think I moved here like 7 years ago or so, and I would often sit at home on a Wednesday night like this and wonder where my people were and who was actually speaking my language. And so I created this space, and so I'm glad that all of you are here, and I'm glad that you're here, Ash. What's the word, Ash? What's been going on new with you?
Oh, man. I am just living in New York on the grind, just like trying to make that rent, Yeah. A very, very busy West Village restaurant called Via Carota that just won the James Beard. And
Just won a who?
That just won the James Beard. The chefs that I work for, they just won the James Beard for the best chefs in New York. So really, really big honor. And I've been with them for a long time, and I love what I do with them. I'm just serving with them and bringing beautiful Italian food. What's going on? I have a little interruption here.
It's fine. I gotta stop by sometime and check out the Italian food. Like, what's the claim to fame as far as food goes?
It's really simple, it's like seasonal vegetable plates, like lots of beautiful, like fresh vegetable dishes that are done in kind of an Italian style.
Cool. And the James Beard is like a prestigious award that's known.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's up there with like the Michelin, I think. And
that's cool.
Yeah,
so I'm a foodie, so I'm definitely going to have to stop by because I'm not met a plate of food yet that I did not enjoy.
that I turned down.
Exactly. Can't you tell? So beyond working there in the restaurant and doing what we have to do in New York City to make the rent actually become a thing month after month after month, what are you bringing artistically and creatively in the world?
Yeah. Well, I am a songwriter. I'm a singer. Sometimes I am a poet. And yeah, occasionally even a photographer, I would say. But mostly songwriter and singer. That's been my passion for such a long time, since I was a kid.
And what led you to the world of singing and songwriting? Were you one of those like sing-songy type of 3-year-olds, or like what's
Yeah,
the story
it's
there?
funny. Uh, it's really funny to me because like people, I know tons of singers and admire tons of singers who always have this story about falling out of the womb singing and like and writing songs and basically, you know, being pitch perfect since they were, you know, 5. And I don't really have that story. Music was part of my life like very early, but I think it was something that I had to try at for a little while. Certainly with singing. Um, I remember, you know, I think I was 12 or 13 when I really started consciously spending a lot of time singing. My mom got me into a choir in junior high, and that was about the same time that that I know like Sister Act 2 came out as well, which was
Yes,
I don't
joyful,
know,
joyful.
I don't know a single singer that wasn't like influenced by that movie.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, and then, but you know, in choir, I just remember there was this kid. I'll never forget his name, Rabio Senga, and he could sing like no one else I'd ever heard, and I just thought it was magical. Like, and it's funny because I used to get picked on already, like in choir. That year, you know, people used to say, "Hey, nasal voice, nasal voice." You know,
Were they talking about that kid, or were they talking about you?
they were talking about me.
Oh wow.
And but I was undeterred. I just thought everything I had witnessed thus far in music was like, I just thought this was the most magical thing that you could know how to do.
Mm.
And so I spent hours, I mean, just hours in my room imitating singers that I loved, music that I wanted to sing.
Like who?
At the time, it was like, oh gosh, there was a lot of Christian gospel. You'll recognize some of these, like Michael W. Smith, actually, and like then there was like Babyface as well. There was a group Anointed, a Christian gospel group.
Yes, for the sake of the call.
That I just adored.
Yes.
Take Six and gosh, so many, and I just like hours. And I was just like listening and trying to sound like these people. So I guess you know I grew from there. DC Talk too. Oh, I have to say DC Talk.
I don't know anything by DC Talk. Like, what is their like flagship song?
Oh man, they had a few, but they had this song In the Light. I wanna be in the light as you are in the light. I wanna shine like the stars in the heavens.
Okay.
Oh Lord, be my light and be my salvation. 'Cause all I want is to be in the light. I love that song. I remember.
Okay. I didn't know, nor have I heard a DC Talk song until right now. I'll have to add that to my Spotify. So when would you say the music grabbed hold of you and just would not let go? Was it around that time?
Yeah. That was, I mean, it was just like a whole confluence of things. I think, you know, we were moving around a lot as a family, and I remember taking part in different youth groups and just interestingly enough, like I have always been a little bit more shy and more introverted, but I, you know, didn't seem that shy about, you know, like saying, hey, can I sing for youth group? Can I be part of the worship team or whatever? Because I was just like dying to be part of this, you know, magical thing. And so yeah, it was irresistible.
When did piano enter? Because for those of you who are watching that don't know, Ash is a phenomenal musician as well, piano player. Are there other instruments that are mixed up in there? I've never seen you play anything else.
That's it. Yeah. So piano came into play. let's see, that came in earlier. I was like 8 or 9. We had just moved back from France. Actually, we were living in France for a long time, for 4 years, and then we moved back to the U.S. And my mom at that time forced me to take piano lessons, and you know, I was like right away, like I had aptitude already. I was thrust into Bach and Beethoven, and I was like playing for Elisa, you know, for talent shows in like 2nd or 3rd grade. But what I did not have an aptitude for was practicing. So
okay.
And I got bored super quick. But I had a really great ear, and what my teacher didn't understand, she probably thought I was a total waste by that point. That was that once I had a general idea of what the melody of any of these classical pieces was, I didn't need to read anymore. I found that tedious and cumbersome. I would just allow my imagination and my memory of the melody to guide me the rest of the way. So it like became clear to me that I just started playing around with melodies and with chords very early. And I remember one of the first songs that I ever wrote is like in 9th grade. And it was so simple. It was just like, you're gonna laugh. It was like, why do the birds fly like the wind? Why does the ocean come to the shore? Why does the sun give off so much light? Why is the rain so cold?
That's your first song?
That was like one of my first songs ever. And, you know, I played it on the piano and sang it in school. So, yeah.
I mean, like, how old were you when this was on?
Yeah, like 9, 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really cool.
So.
And then, so let's back up a little bit. You said you were in France for 4 years?
Yes. Yeah. So my dad was an engineer, and a very good one, very smart one, and he got transferred around everywhere. He got transferred in his job to France when I was 6 or 7, and
you have happy memories of being in France as a kid, like.
Yeah. At first, it was really hard. Like I remember my teacher there, like kindergarten teacher, was really strict, and she like hated me. And just the culture there, like I think is so different when you're young. I don't think they coddle kids or anything. So
right.
She was really hard on me about a lot. I think also I was undisciplined as a kid because I didn't finish my homework.
Wild Child Ash.
Yeah, Wild Child Ash, just partying all day. So yeah, I have memories of like, you know, there was a chateau in the city that I lived in, pretty famous one, and just gorgeous gardens. And the thing to do there is, I guess, it's like a park there. You can just run around with your kids in the gardens, you know. And really, there was like a maze in that.
I just want to like I'm having fun with this episode, but I just kind of want to like walk off set like right now, like go to the chateau.
You should go to the chateau. Live that fairy tale.
Oh my goodness! Why do you sing, Ash? Like, what does it do for you that is different than any of your other life activities?
That is such a good question. I almost don't ask myself. I know I'm being a little mutinous here, but I almost don't ask myself why anymore. I think if I were to try and psychoanalyze it, I would say it offers me a way of expressing feelings in a far more real way than I feel able to in conversation. But I think singing and songwriting are, they're, I guess you stop asking yourself why as a creative. You start to see it as just because. You give yourself permission because it's who you are. You do it just because it's who you are. It's like I'm no less an artist when I'm a failure at being an artist. I'm no less an artist when I'm in love, when I'm in lust, when I'm in you know. Am I making any sense? I don't know.
Absolutely, yes.
I mean, I know, like the feeling of joy that I've had, you know, from doing it and from writing a song is greater than any joy that I've ever had. And it's the feeling that it's not entirely you, that you've stumbled on something.
Tell us about your creative process. Like, how are you stumbling?
Yeah, it's play. I feel like it's children at play always. It's for me usually just sitting at the piano and playing, you know, several chords, just playing around and stumbling on something that just makes me go ooh, and you know, and I'm just like, what the fuck is that, you know? And I just like one thing leads to another, and you surrender to that, and that's a beautiful thing. There's a song too. I don't know if you remember the song by Stevie Wonder. I think it's from his Hotter Than album, July. Show me how to do like you. Show me how to do it. Did you ever hear that song?
No. What album is that on?
Hotter Than July.
Hotter Than July.
Yeah. And it's just like all about how children learn by imitating, and I feel like artists are always observing, like so much more than anyone else, and always like very sensitive, and they're always listening to the world in such a crazy way, and yeah.
Who are you imitating these days?
Who am I imitating?
Like, who are your trailblazers that you're looking up to in the world of art?
Oh my, I have some. I feel like it's everyone. I mean, like, I have amazing friends, obviously, you and like Rasul Asalam. He's doing amazing.
Yeah, shout out to Rasul, man. I
have to give a shout out to him. He's one of my favorite singers, you know, and you know, Cassandra Kellum. I think, you know, people who are maybe, you know, about to break out and be amazing, and maybe aren't, you know, like, not break out and be amazing, break out and be successful.
Well, like in mainstream success. Yeah,
like, and bigger. Yeah, I sort of admire that stage a lot, you know. So
yeah. So cool. What songs are coming up for you these days?
Oh, what was I on? I was just the other day. It's kind of funny. So I was on "Hello" by Lionel Richie the other day.
Okay.
I have no idea why. Anyway, so there was that one, and then there was, I was not even low key like practicing "A Whole New World" because like the new version came out, and I was like reminiscing about the old movie, and really, frankly, the Peebo Bryson and Regina Belle version of that song.
Come on through, like there's nothing greater.
No, Peebo Bryson is so fantastic. So I was just like singing that like a million times yesterday in my room.
Let me share a whole new world with you.
Yeah.
Listen. Okay, so what do you tell yourself when you get stuck?
That's really good for me right now. Because I think maybe I'm sort of stuck right now, but I think anytime I've been stuck, the thing to tell myself is that it's because of probably a misplaced expectation that I have of how it should sound or what something should be, and so I take the pressure off, and I just, because you really need to, in those moments, keep it light, because I think artists place a lot of pressure on themselves. Obviously, it's not easy to make money as an artist, and I think that's part of it. We have this desire to see this thing that we can, hopefully make some money off of, or I don't know, some standard. But really, I think that standard is an illusion. You know what I mean? You have to understand that, like, there are lots of different uses for a song. It could be to teach you about another song that you're going to write, in the future. It could serve on a different stage than you think it should.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to not get so myopic in your view that you think that what's happening right now is all that's ever going to happen.
Yeah. So yeah, those are, so I take the pressure off usually, and I usually try and finish it. But I don't necessarily hold it to like this impossible standard. I'll use a word that I think sucks and is cliche, or I'll use a melody that seems like, overdone or something.
What word are you steering clear of these days?
I had a roommate in college who was really instrumental in my songwriting. He always told me, Ash, steer clear of using, words like heart, or words like love, or words like, cliche words, things that try and be more specific about what you mean. Create an image, create a feeling. Don't, avoid using like, cliche words. That has stuck with me for a while in my writing.
Can you give us one of your favorite lyrics that you've written?
That's nothing. I barely even think about the music.
I know. It's like asking someone like, which child is your favorite child? I know that it's not fair, but
yeah. I think probably Miracle still. My song Miracle still had one of my favorite lyrics. I was able to like tap into some like childhood, feelings of rejection and so on. What did I say? I said, it's like, it's funny how I have to go through the entire song in my mind.
We got time. Take your time. Get there.
Maybe I should post it later or something. I'm sorry.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I love that song. I know that song well, and I love that it represents the fact that that you're not a mistake. Like a lot of people are walking around in life feeling like they're a mistake, or that they aren't meant to be where they are, or that life is happening against them and not for them. And that song reminds them that they are a miracle purely because they exist.
Thank you. I thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. So what would you tell someone who is trying to break into singing and songwriting that perhaps, they're confused about how to start?
Yeah. Two things. Work with what you have, even if you think what you have isn't good enough. I've seen people who couldn't write a song, do something with the fact that they were like, a really, really good singer, and they were good at connecting with people. And then slowly but surely they began to write like songs, like me. I don't know. I'm not the best at like connecting with people, but what am I saying anymore? I'm getting like tired. Yeah, so I would say work with what you have. Don't, even if you think what you have isn't good enough. It is. It is. And sure enough, you'll grow. My dad sent me a really cool quote today, actually, and I want to use it. It's from Goethe, the philosopher and writer, I think, a German philosopher and writer.
Yeah.
And he tells me this all the time. If I can find it. Yes. Let's see. The couplet is, whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, magic, and power in it.
Mm-hmm. That's a word.
Yeah. So I think that's where begin.
Yes. Start and begin. I always end every episode with the same 3 fill in the blanks, and so I want to invite you to go on this journey as well. Are you ready?
Okay.
He's like, no, I'm not, but I'm gonna go with this crazy person anyway. Cool. So love is.
Love is real.
Joy is.
Joy is higher.
Higher than what? This is like a off, just higher.
It's just higher.
It's higher. Freedom is.
Freedom is war.
Freedom is what?
I can't believe I was about to, what I said that, but it just came out. Freedom is war.
What do you? Okay, so I can't just leave that there. Like, what are you meaning when you're saying freedom is war?
I think you have to constantly fight to be free. I think you have to constantly fight. I think this world, everything in this world feels like it's trying to enslave us, like all the time. And I'm not talking about like being violent with the world. I'm talking about, but I am talking about being fearless and fighting, because we're born to be free.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Because even when I'm on the treadmill or on the elliptical in the gym, and I'm like jamming out and I'm like dancing and like getting my entire life like I was like a mere hour ago. Yeah. People are looking like, oh my God, like, why is he enjoying his life? Like, why is he having fun? Like, why? I'm trying to make it through this hour. And just to be free in that energy takes effort. Otherwise, you will just be reduced to this, this homogenated version of what everybody else is doing.
Yeah. Yeah. We're like creatures of comfort. We like cling to false senses of security inside, outside.
Yeah. So you're right. You're absolutely right. And that we have to fight. We have to fight to be free.
Yeah.
And we're worth it.
Yeah.
And we're worth it. Well, thank you for coming on and sharing a little bit of your time and energy and space with all of us.
No, it's my pleasure.
I hope that you had fun. I always end with a few announcements, and I just want to let people know that, if you want to find out more about the work that Ash is doing and the work that Love City is doing, please feel free. Ash is on our artist directory that's on lovecityarts.org. And so if you want to find out more about him and how to contact him and work with him and collaborate with him, that's there. Also sign up for our digital mailing list. I only send out blasts maybe once or twice a week to let you know about what's going on with shows like this, and also the programming that's coming up in New York City. I want to say a big thank you, as I do every week, to our donors for their financial support, and also our board of directors and our advisory board, who keeps this train moving in an upward direction, even on the days where I'm like, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. They are the ones in my pocket and in my corner saying, I know that you can. So I want to thank them for making this organization the best that it can be. And lastly, if you like the work of Love City Arts, please spread the word. We rely on you to get the word out about what we're doing. We're not peddling anything other than love and encouragement. So please let your friends, family, and fellow artists know about our work. And thanks again, everyone, for tuning in this week. And we can't wait to see you again at an in-person event or on next week's live. Ash, what do you want to leave the people with? What's the good word?
I am here for anyone.
All right. They will find you. Don't say you're here.
I'm always here for a good talk, good real people. I'm around.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.